Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. This is Tennis Manager 25. And I feel fairly confident-ish. I'd second guess myself since that left my mouth. Um, New York Open, chance to do something big. And yeah, it's not been the best of years for us, to be honest with you. But I do feel like it's starting to make general strides in the right direction. Now, it's been a down year for Moyes after a phenomenal year last year. Um, but he's still doing quite well. Hannah is kind of keeping pace with where she was. She's not really improving that much. And Jack is catching her up in relative terms. And Margot is doing really well as well. The two juniors are starting to make some headway as well. So we're looking quite promisingly at the future with all these kind of people now starting to look like they're kind of getting ready to take that next step. Now, sadly, it hasn't really gone our way in terms of the tournaments to date, the big tournaments. So we kind of look at Hannah, and she had a relatively good year last year. A 64, two around the 32s, around the 16. Kind of thought that we'd be maybe in some round of 16s, maybe even a quarterfinal, and we've just kind of gone backwards. So it's her last chance to do something at a major this year. I'm I'm really hopeful she can. I am really hopeful she can. Um, can we get to the top 15 in the world, top 10 in the world? Yes, if we win the New York Open. Is that likely? Not really. So we kind of got to keep that in mind. But I do feel like, we have this shot at maybe doing something. All it's going to take is one good run. Kwame, last season, phenomenal. This season, 16, quarterfinal, semi-final. Like, do we do anything at the New York Open? Do we actually kind of move in the right direction or not? Jack has just outstripped everybody. Like, it's our highest finish at Wimbledon. Uh, the quarterfinal for the homegrown lad. And yeah, kind of figured that would come from Hannah. A couple of years older. A fairly better player throughout her career to date. But it was Jack who got to the quarterfinals of Wimbledon. I know he's beaten some big name players to do so. Kind of feel like maybe there's a chance he does something here. Um, Margot's still trying to get through qualifying. Well, we'll see if she does. But early state, not great so far. But if she does get through that, that's going to be huge. And of course, the youngsters haven't really been able to do that much. And yeah, we are kind of late on in the season with a lot of low satisfactions right now. And yeah, I don't blame them. Top 15 should be fine. A quarterfinal at New York Open should be achievable. And then a quarterfinal of a 250 or above should be achievable. So we could do all of Hannah's goals, but it really depends on this event. Kwame's hit all his. We're not a million miles away from moving up with Margot as well, especially if she qualifies and she's able to participate at the New York Open. I think that would be big. We'd hit the Grand Slam here. We would probably move up if we did anything, even just like win the qualifiers and then maybe win a match there. We could definitely get into the top 100. that would probably qualify us for the competition. And knowing that we'd be able to qualify for a Grand Slam means that at 250 we should be able to qualify too. So again, even though it looks bad, we can get there. Jack's already there, apart from a quarterfinal of a 250. So, it's him and Kwame in really good spots and not needing to do anything at New York Open, but probably the two best equipped right now to do something. And then Nadia and David just need to really kick on. Um, you know, need to win a Grand Slam, got to a quarterfinal, need to get a quarterfinal, got the round of 32. They're both a couple of rounds away from where their goals would need them to be to achieve everything. So I think it's definitely within the realms that we're looking for. Top 3, top 10. Again, doing anything at the Junior Grand Slam kind of gets us there. So it looks really bad, but it isn't really bad. And we've kind of just got to wait and see. So we've got a little tune-ups of events now, and we'll kind of figure out what we're doing. I would love to quickly just give Margot a little more rest. I think that's going to be big. Even though it'd be really good if she won this tournament, if she also got knocked out, that would be really good. Just because she's very low, and then towards the end of next week, we'd have enough recovery end of this week, start next week, to get into those qualifiers, give her a best shot that she basically could have. So let's go see them Moyes in 1,000, lost to Matteo. Shouldn't lose again at 6-3, 6-2. And looks like Jack and Hannah also have won. And Justin Engel never played, but Justin's another good young player who probably will be fighting for a top 5 spot in the future, I'm going to say. So it's it's nice to be there and maybe even just beat him quite comfortably. Margot, I don't know why we saw Margot's match, and I don't know why it's flipped this way, but she looks like she's in control there. So as long as her recovery is good, then I'm happy. Psychology is done. And yeah, Margot's actually sitting pretty good right now. We can throw in a little care for Jack and for Hannah. And just basically managing the physical condition at mid-tournaments, giving them the best shot at winning and doing something, but also the carryover for their big events here. So, like I said, the juniors next week, but we got, a chance to win and do something big. Then if Margot can qualify and maybe win one match at New York Open, if Jack and Hannah could get to quarterfinals and then maybe Moyes win it, I would say that would be the 100% what everything I would want out of this tournament, and a real kind of savior at the end of the season, which has been a little rocky at times. I say a little rocky at times. We've got the world number 1 and number 42. We've got the world number 21 in the women's game and 132. And everybody's so close to their goals or so done with their goals that it's unbelievable. But this is the one that could kind of help us out big time on that front. What is Engel's top ranking? 15. So he's dropped down a bit, but a young guy who's kind of up there. He beat Cruz as well, and Cruz is another sort of name that's going to want to be top 5 one day. They're both a little lower than they have been. It's kind of competitive at the top end. I've got to say, there's a lot more fluctuations year to year in the world rankings than I thought there would be. Brandon's solid player. We should win. Again, we should beat everybody with Moyes. And we do 6-1, 6-1. But Brandon is solid. It's nice to see. And Jack gets knocked out. But Jack gets knocked out in a round of 16 against Casper Ruud. I don't think that's too bad. So beat Ivanov, who we should have beaten. And then we beat a top 20 player in Daderi. Then we beat Sean, who is, again, solid. That was a little more tricky. And then we lose to Casper Ruud, but it's, you know, it's so tight. We win the only decisive set. We tiebreaker in the second set, and then he wins an elongated third. It goes to show that, like, one of the best players in the world was taken to the absolute limit. Former world number 2. He's dropped down to 12 from 9. He's probably going to move back up in the rankings. And we're sitting here at world number 37 with Jack, and like, yeah, okay, that didn't go away, but like Mensic's really good too. Would we beat Mensic? I don't know. But like, if you start beating people like Casper Ruud, then yeah, it would be absolutely crazy. In fact, that's a great final 8 because Mensic is way better than 54th. At least maybe we haven't really fought against much, but is a very good player. And we got Holger and Casper kind of just being the mainstays and real kind of standard bearers right now. Thies is coming through looking really good. Mensic's been really good. Arto was kind of a gatekeeper for a little while. João Fonseca, I think, is one of the best young players in the game. So we're kind of trending into this company, which is nice. We're getting knocked out the same rounds as, you know, Jack Draper, who's kind of Jack Palfrey's roadblock at the moment to being British number 1. Taylor Fritz, good player. Yannick Sinner is amazing. Musetti's been really, really good lately as well. Nakashima's been top 29. He's probably not going to rise back up to there. But I think he plays better than that as well. So yeah, Mark Saban's actually doing fantastic too. He's moving back up. I mean, another young British player. That could be about, like, we're currently trying to get past Jack Draper and trying to make an impact. But as we're rising, so is Mark Saban, and like that could be the battle for the future of the British number 1 too. So yeah, I feel fairly good. But where Jack is and coming off the back of that quarterfinal at Wimbledon again, it's nice. Thies hasn't beaten us yet. And it won't be today. 6-love, 6-3. Nice little double set. And Hannah also gets her quarterfinal. So, very happy to have that. And it will be Jacob because, yeah. Oh, wow, his serve could be really good. Serve spin's not amazing, but that serve power, like minimum of 18, consistency of 16, like that's his game. He's got some top spin, but that's kind of his game, is that serve. So yeah, I don't know whether Jack would have beaten him because his serve's so strong. Moyes can, But this is also a banana skin for Moyes because it's a lower ranked opponent than he should be ranked. But 6-4, 6-3, kind of competitive, but we get through. And that's kind of what you want to see. Hannah gets knocked out in the semi. Who did you get knocked out by? Oh, okay. And you took 6-2. She took 6-3, 6-3. But damn, world number one falling down to number two and just being surprisingly a little bit, but the world's best player lately. Not someone I kind of had being world number one because I think most people would have thought Andreeva would have been that person. We made it as far in this tournament as she did. Current world number one, really solid. Yeah, okay. You lost to Victoria Mboko, who flirted with the top end and then has dropped out this year again. A lot of movement, like I say, at the top of the rankings. Don't look very well rounded. But yeah, just like Jack Hanna is poised, I feel, to do something big. She definitely is. I think what separates them more than anything else is a standout stat. All the top players are standout stats. Hannah and Jack don't. It might be time to really focus in on the serve again and like get a killer serve with just well-rounded everywhere. That might be something. But let's take a look at Hannah's journey then. So, Yastremska, solid win. Then world number 4, Yuen Sheng, very, very solid opponent and beat her fairly comfortably. I've got to say, dropped the set, but very comfortably. Snigreva, comfortably. Laura Sampson, very good player again, who's kind of had a number lately, but a good match fairly comfortably. And then, yeah, kind of outplayed here, but did take that one set 6-2, which is really nice. Stuff like that, I feel, can make a big impact. So, a couple of good performances. Just making sure we're getting as much recovery as we need to move into next next week for the prep for the big tournaments. So yeah, Margot's going to be one we need to keep an eye on. So world number 1, Moise Kwame will play Holger Rune. World number 2, very good player, but again, we should win. We should win. It's 5-1 in our favor. And make that 6-1. 7-6, a long tiebreaker. But then a 6-3 to clinch it out. And yeah, again, it didn't feel like it was a massive one, but it was good. Margot's just been putting people to the sword. She is, better than this tournament, but she hasn't really been able to play in bigger ones. And somehow she loses. Somehow she loses. I don't know. Like, I don't know how she lost. She went all the way through, did really well, and then she lost there. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that is what it is. Sure. Sure. Um, I don't know what to answer here. Winning the title of there, but what a close match. What's suspense? Do you have any doubts during this match? Are you confident with the final outcome? Like, it shouldn't have been easier. We played the world number two. Like, we're the best two players in the world going head to head. This should be a titanic battle. I don't know what. I'm starting to relax now. I don't know. Like, these are terrible questions and terrible answers. Just flat out terrible. Um, sure, Holger. Yeah, great tournament. And Moyes is amongst the best. Okay. We at least ended with a couple of questions that were half decent. But overall, just not exactly amazing. Training, not a ton. Don't really care for any of that. Get run to Monday, see the rankings updates. And yeah, nice. Moving in the right direction then. So Margot's just up to 130. That's not too bad. It's not amazing, but it's not too bad. She'd have won, we'd probably be 125 or something like that, maybe 120. So she does need to win a couple, but like I said, the big thing is qualifying for this tournament. And yeah, we'll gain 40 points for qualifying. If we can win a 128 round, then we'd have 50 points for the tournament. That's kind of our goal. That's what's going to really kind of elevate us up towards that top 100 spot we want. Like, Jack sitting at 38 right now is fantastic. It's just one below where his high point has been. And he is just flat out moving in the right direction. So, top 30 by the end of the year could 100% be a thing. And then Hannah, she wants to be top 15. She's so close. She's so close. This is the highest she's ever been. She got to 18 before. She's now at 16. Like I say, looks very well rounded. Doesn't have a killer attribute. Neither does Moyes, but he's just played better last season. Is living off that this year a little bit. Margot needs to get well rounded first. Jack still needs some rounding as well. And our youngsters are developing a little bit. Nadia lagging behind a little bit. David just seems to be a little more ahead in his development. That's interesting. Okay, well, let's see. First thing is going to be a couple of care sessions. We're just going to get ourselves as fit as we can going into these qualifiers. That's the big point we've got left now. Nadia doing good. Margot winning. Second round qualifier. Second round qualifier. Yeah, probably shouldn't have lost. Like, definitely shouldn't have lost. Oh, that is annoying. That 100% is kind of where we're at sometimes. And we should have beaten Angelina, we did. We should have beaten Maria, and we didn't. And that would line us up against Mayu who again we should beat. So Margot's so close to qualifying. It feels like she's so far away at the same time, sadly. But we won't have 4 in a Grand Slam. We'll only have the 3, and we don't get the 40 points for qualifying either. So Margot's got more work to do at the back end. Nadia has a chance to improve her 24th ranking and jump up. Yujin Lee, the number 6 seed, we're the number 5 seed. We're a bit higher in the rankings. 7-6-6-3. Nadia takes a tournament. It feels like it's been a little while since she has taken one. I'll take the Hannah does move into the top 15. Margot's finally inside the top 30. Top 130. And Nadia jumps up into the top 15 of the girls' tournaments too. I will 100% take that. That's what she needed. So yeah, pretty good tournament for her. She gets fighting spirit, anticipation, and composure, which is nice. Jack actually gets his balance up. When you hit certain levels, it's going to take time, to be fair. But yeah, we've got junior goals. So again, we got 3 in the senior. 3 in the senior Grand Slam, and then 3 are sitting in this position where, honestly, I wouldn't be super surprised if any of them won it. Hannah, it would be a bit of a surprise just because she wouldn't be expected to do much, but neither was Moyes when he won, and she looks good enough. It's just when's it going to click. So I wouldn't be super surprised, but it'd be the most surprising of the trio because Jack's playing really well. And it's so close it feels like to beating a world number 2. Maybe even world number 1 if him and Moyes faced. I think Jack could win. And then Moyes is where the expectation comes in. So, yeah, before diving into that, I want to double check here. What do we got? 2 months on the hotel. 11 days on sports study. Supervision tools, that won't hit until next season. 2 months. And 11 days. That's it. Okay, so sports study will come in and be done. The hotel will come in and be done. They're both just money. And then we'll be able to get more scouts and evaluate people a lot quicker. From like the start of next season, pretty much. That's not bad. Youth Academy. I feel like these potentials have changed again. I don't remember everybody being good. I believe there was like a top player in here at least. Maybe a second world-class player. Or maybe just a second or third very good player. And a top player somewhere down here. I don't feel it was all good players, was it? I haven't noticed them changing before. We're not going to keep anyone on. That's just not really something I think works out for us. But yeah, going into this, Jack and Moyes pretty ready. Like Jack's pretty ready. Moyes is very confident going into it as well. And Hannah's physically ready. Her game is ready, but she's not confident. She's not fully happy. But yeah, quarterfinal for her is the only thing really that we need to do. That's the only thing that helps our goal. Like I said, quarterfinal for Jack would be nice. He gets knocked out really early. Oh, why'd you get knocked out so early. Oh, Moyes gets a forfeit. And you faced Darwin Blanche, who just came through and took you apart. Unexpected, a solid player, not someone I think is much better than us. A little disappointing from Jack. A little disappointing. It has to be said. We are in the tournament, so yeah. We should be watching all the matches because it's a Grand Slam. We have never lost to Jake Dembo before. 6-2, 6-2, 6-1. Nice start from Moyes. Yeah, I was really hoping that Jack could do something, but it's fine. He's already got a quarterfinal at Wimbledon. Like, his season's a big success already. Hannah has only lost once in the one meeting. Sarah Saito. Oh, it lagged there a long time. 6-3, 6-4. It's a good solid win over someone that's beaten us before. And we need confidence. We need morale. That is going to help. That is going to help. Coming off the back of a good tournament too, I feel might help us out. So, yeah, not too bad already from Moyes. He's just in control. He's got a nice run to begin with. Alexi, 6-1, 6-1, 6-3. Again, pretty good. And Hannah faces off against Boko. First tough opponent, who's also doing really well lately. Yeah, 5-7, 1-6. Like, her ranking is really low, but she got to the final of that tournament. I think we got quarterfinal, I think Hannah got, and she got to the final. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a low ranking. She will come and play quite strongly. It just sucks because that means we're guaranteed now not to hit our goals. Still someone we should be better than. Still someone we should be beating. We just didn't. Going up against a new Frenchman. Don't really know them. Never played, but 7-6, 6-2, 6-4. So pretty good all in all, but definitely more of a battle than we've had so far. Margot's got backhand consistency. Not really what we wanted, but the underspin's being worked on, the forehand's being worked on. They'd be kind of big assets. Jack working a little bit. Focus for Nadia, but it's a serve spin we're kind of waiting for. And the forehand, something we need to work on. On David, he is working on that, but he does get a point of timing. So we're going to have the money, 100%. We've already failed this dismissals. We're going to fail the 50% goal because I think we're too low on the juniors. I think we might come close or come in below 50% on them. And then Hannah, because she has a little bit of a bad end to the season, doesn't get to a quarterfinal in a 250 or above. She's already blown her quarterfinal at a major this year. So I just think we failed this. We're still good. We've hit everything else that we needed to hit. And we made the decision really early on that we were actually going to change our staff. So, yeah, that That I don't feel matters. It's a little annoying, though. Not gonna lie. A little annoying. Jack went up really early. Hannah went up fairly early. Really, really don't know when they're gonna pop. Really don't know when they're gonna pop. But Moyes still has a shot. We got Arthur up next. From Frenchman to Frenchman. Kind of expecting Fonseca, but a 5-set thriller. Unbelievable stuff, honestly. So yeah, Diallo's the only one that's sure that you couldn't expect to get to a quarterfinal very often. Yeah. It kind of feels like me and Holger might be setting up. Have to get past Arthur, then past Yannick, then past Holger. Like it doesn't feel like we've done much to get to a quarterfinal, but as soon as you hit the quarterfinals, just completely kind of difficulty ramps up. So Countryman again, good player. This to give the edge in the rivalry. 2-2 becomes 3-2. 7-6, 6-2, 6-4. David gets knocked out. Nadia progresses, then gets knocked out. So, okay. Not great from them. Sports study is done. So, that is fine. It is Yannick Sinner. And on the other side, Musetti and Holger. So, I kind of predicted we'd meet Holger in the final after going through Sinner. That could still happen. The other scenario that could happen is that we get an all-Italian final in New York City. Yannick Sinner, Lorenzo Musetti. Let's make sure we put that one to bed. 5-1 in our rivalry. We do have a game that matches up really well and seems to do well against Yannick in general, who's still a fantastic player, but we don't even drop a set again. 6-4, 6-3, 6-2. We are going to get through. We are going to play Holger in the final then. So, run back from what happened in the previous event. And Holger has, yeah, he's done really well lately, to be fair to him. He got to a quarterfinal last year. He's now got to a final this year. It's his second final at New York Open. You know, he's won Wimbledon and got to a final, but he only got to a semi this year. The French Open, he by far improved and got to a final. And in Australia, you know, he's got a couple of quarters of a semi, but he won that this year. So, whereas last year we were like fantastic and just weren't allowed to compete at Wimbledon, he's not far off that either. Win final, semi-final. He could win here and have the kind of season we had last year, which would be crazy. I do back Moyes. I do back him. I think he's just that good. And we don't though. 3-6, 5-7, 6-7. Holger does get up and wins. Yeah. So that is going to say final at the end. So round of 16, a quarterfinal, a semi-final, a final. No wins. Still really good. It shows how hard it is. But like, ugh. Wimbledon is definitely not his tournament. Grass is not his surface. He's really good on the others, and he's proven it now. He's proven it now. 7 tournaments in a row that weren't on grass. Final, win, win, win. Quarterfinal, semi-final, final. Age 22. But it's not quite what we expected to see or what we wanted to see. And I think that becomes more of an issue. Jack, agility, serve spin, and drop shot. That's fantastic. It's going to be a little bit of a boost that he needs. 100%. 100% it is. Yeah, juniors, we're forced to play. We win. That's just the junior report for Margot. Nadia moves up 2 spots. A lot more points, almost double. Played quite well. David played decently, moved up a little bit. But kind of had some bad tournaments there too. Margot jumped up 44 places up to rank 131. She did move inside the top 130 briefly. Very kind of happy that she's moving in the right direction. And that's going to allow us to probably step up now into those 50s, 70s kind of level of tournaments rather than the rookie 35s. Jack had a bit of a down period here. He still played really well. But yeah, it's very difficult to match what he did at Wimbledon. And that was kind of a big boost for him. But overall, really good. Like I say, sitting at 38, I'm very happy where he is and what he's doing right now. Hannah moves up into the top 50 in her highest ever rank. This is what it's about. She's had a couple of good tournaments. She still doesn't win nearly as much as she should for her stats. And Moyes comes out and does big things. Doesn't quite get a win, but does some big things and has his best major of the year. Doesn't pick up a Grand Slam this year, but does the best he could for the year. And that now makes it exceptionally tight at the top between him and Holger, who has really taken advantage. Landaluce really, really close in behind Carlos Alcaraz, too, holding off Sina and Fonseca. Yeah, a couple of big names now starting to fall away. Starting to see a bit more fun at the top end. Jack Draper's on 1,850. Mark Sabon's on 1,300. So he's a decent way ahead as British number 1. And then Jack's just sitting 38 points behind Mark for the number 2 spot. If they both keep continuing to develop that way, that would be kind of crazy. Hannah, yeah, if she does good, I could see her popping into the top 10. I'm not sure I see her too much above that, but she could be in the top 10. She could be in the top 10. And there's some big kind of names. Maya Joint has risen up. Okay, so we got a couple of Australians. We're in there. A lot of Samson and Bezlek as well. Efremova. Then Korneva and Andreeva. Like, yeah. And you can see the points dropping off too. So people like Kostyuk and Ostapenko probably going to drop down the list quite dramatically when those points come off. Hannah's not dropping many. Moyes is. And Jack will be. Just need to win a couple of events. We just need to win a couple of events. We got World Cup week. That means we got World Cup. And then once we turn all this down, we can get confirmation that it's World Cup week. Because this is the World Cup. And then, yeah, it's the World Cup. And then it's the World Cup, guys. So we got to wait for the World Cup. Just in case you weren't sure. But it's World Cup week. So yeah, as we move in here, worsening of relationships. Yeah, the youngsters, I kind of saw that coming. Nadia, you're not going anywhere. Not right now. Not right now. The dumb thing is they're not far away. One big tournament and you're there. We missed out on this so far. You got one shot. You should get there. And again, you got one shot here, but you're so close. Like, why would your confidence in me go right now? I don't know. It feels a little strange the way that works out sometimes. It does feel a little strange. So, yeah, I don't like how often Jack and Moyes are in the same competitions now. Um, it does seem to be a thing. It does seem to be a thing. But a big three, at least, the satisfaction was where it needs to be. Hannah is over 50% at least. Moyes and Jack are just flying. Margot needs to play well, but um, can get up the rankings and kind of get over 50%. And like I say, Nadia and David aren't far away. They just need to probably win a couple. That's it. They need to win a couple. I don't know why we're so tired going into this event. I'm pretty sure they just had time off. So I don't feel they should be so tired. I understand why they're upset. That's fine. Does kind of make me a little worried moving forward. But yeah, that's kind of where we're going to leave things then. Not the best in terms of tournaments. Um, yeah, Jack's automatically qualified for all four, so we didn't need to qualify this year. Um, first round knockout at Australia, first round knockout at New York, wins a match in France, and then comes to London on grass, which is his biggest win rate. So I guess that's just his surface, and gets that quarterfinal. Hannah knocked out first round in Australia, a little poor because we've done okay there. Round of 64 at Wimbledon ties her second best there. A little step back from where she was last year, but understandable given her draw. A little step forward to make up for that in France. And then an okay New York Open, but nothing special. Like saying Moyes just 16 quarterfinal, semi-final, final. Down step on last year, but still really good when you compare to the year before. Just feels like Hannah and Moyes both really struggle on grass. Jack might be our hope to win Wimbledon. So let me know kind of what you think there. We're in a bit of a rough spot right now, but that's fine. Like I say, we got a month on the hotel. We got 4 months on the supervision tools. Then we're fully upgraded. We don't need to spend any more money. Yeah. kind of getting to crazy points right now, but world number 1, world number 15, world number 41, world 133, and then in the juniors, world number 9, world number 14. A little bit of work to be done, but overall, pretty good. So yeah, push for the end of the year, see how many goals we can get up, see if we can rescue the junior goals. But thoughts on, should we keep everybody? Should we maybe release someone? Have we not done well enough for Nadia or David, and maybe we let them go? Maybe that's a thing. Um, do we let go of someone like Hannah, who's not taking that next step? Are we taking her as far as we can go with her? Do we let Moyes go? We've taken him to the absolute top. Do we keep him around to try and win big stuff with him, or do we kind of move on and maybe focus on Jack and Margot as our two that we really want to go for and bring in more options beneath? Do we maybe drop Moyes and Margot, drop Nadia and David, and then just try and go fully British and kind of see what happens there? I don't know. I'm kind of happy with what I've done in this so far, so please have your say. Let me know what you think, how you feel. Like and subscribe while you're there. Check out the other playlists on the channel. Started a TW, which is a wrestling management game. So that's fun. That playlist is now going to be active. So go ahead, check that out. If you enjoy that kind of thing, I'm sure that'll be of great interest to you. The starters orders continuing as always, evolving. New schedules will be released for that very soon. And who knows, more games that I play might come out on this channel. So yeah, if you're interested, go check out the other playlists. As I say, like, comment, subscribe really helps out the channel. And I'll see you next time. Till then, take care, stay safe, and all the very best to you. We didn't quite get it done in New York. The season's salvageable, but not great. But I still feel is a step in the right direction in general for the academy. So come back and watch as we go again next season and try and get one better. And maybe even finally have a shot at Wimbledon. Who knows?